Have you ever watched a baseball stadium go completely silent in just 1 second? That's exactly what happened when Shohei Ohtani found himself at the center of one of the most dramatic moments in the Dodgers series against the New York Yankees. What started as one of the most anticipated matchups of the season suddenly became a conversation about player safety, intensity, and the fine line between aggressive baseball and dangerous contact. But was it simply a hard baseball play, or was there something more behind the collision? Stay with us until the end because the answer is more complicated than many fans realize. And if you love MLB news, in-depth analysis, and the biggest baseball stories, make sure you subscribe to Baseball Pulse and turn on notifications so you never miss another update. Whenever the Dodgers and Yankees meet, the entire baseball world pays attention. These are two of the most successful franchises in Major League Baseball history, and every meeting feels bigger than an ordinary regular season game. It is a clash of tradition, championship expectations, superstar talent, and millions of passionate fans following every pitch. This series was no different. Dodger Stadium was packed long before first pitch. Every seat seemed filled with fans hoping to witness another unforgettable performance from Shohei Ohtani, who had once again become the biggest attraction in baseball. Every time he stepped into the batter's box, cameras followed him. Every swing generated excitement. Every at-bat carried the feeling that something special could happen. And once again, Ohtani didn't disappoint. Throughout the game, he looked comfortable at the plate, forcing the Yankees pitching staff to work carefully. Even when he wasn't recording hits, his discipline and ability to recognize pitches continued putting pressure on New York's defense. Then came the play everyone would be talking about. Ohtani reached base after putting the ball in play and immediately did what he has done so many times throughout his career. He became a threat with his speed and baseball instincts. Every defender understood that giving Ohtani even a small opportunity could completely change the inning. As the play developed, both teams reacted at full speed. The defense moved quickly to prevent extra bases, while Ohtani aggressively attempted to advance. In a split second, heavy contact occurred near the base path, sending the Dodgers superstar crashing to the ground. For several moments, the stadium became almost completely silent. Players from both dugouts immediately looked toward the field. Fans stood up in concern. Television cameras focused entirely on Ohtani. Anytime the Dodgers' biggest star stays on the ground, the atmosphere changes immediately. The concern wasn't simply about one game, it was about the remainder of the season. Ohtani slowly remained down while trainers prepared to evaluate him. The Dodgers' medical staff quickly came onto the field, carefully checking his condition before allowing him to continue. Fortunately, after several tense moments, Ohtani was able to get back on his feet. The crowd responded with one of the loudest cheers of the afternoon. Seeing him walk away under his own power immediately relieved Dodgers fans, but the discussion surrounding the collision was only beginning. Baseball has always been a physical sport. Close plays at first base, second base, and home plate often happen in fractions of a second. Players compete aggressively because every run matters, especially when two championship contenders face each other. But whenever one of the game's biggest stars is involved in heavy contact, fans naturally begin asking difficult questions. Was the contact simply part of baseball? Could it have been avoided? Or did both players simply commit fully to the play? Those debates quickly spread across television broadcasts, sports talk shows, and social media. Some analysts argued it was nothing more than hard, competitive baseball. Others believed players should always do everything possible to avoid unnecessary contact whenever safety is involved. Regardless of opinion, one thing became obvious. Shohei Ohtani once again demonstrated incredible toughness. After receiving medical attention, he remained focused instead of allowing the incident to distract him. That resilience has become one of the defining characteristics of his career. Whether he's dealing with enormous expectations, recovering from injuries, or facing intense pressure in the biggest games, Ohtani rarely allows emotions to take control. That calm mindset is one reason teammates and coaches consistently praise his professionalism. However, the collision also reminded everyone of another important reality. The Dodgers are asking Ohtani to do something almost no player in modern baseball has ever done. He isn't simply one of the league's most dangerous hitters, he is also expected to contribute as a starting pitcher. That incredible workload places unique physical demands on his body every single week. And that's where the story becomes even more interesting, because when analysts began looking deeper into Ohtani's numbers, they discovered a trend that has quietly become one of the biggest talking points of the Dodgers season. As baseball analysts reviewed the numbers more closely, they noticed something surprising. Shohei Ohtani remained one of the most dangerous hitters in Major League Baseball, but there was a noticeable difference between games in which he served only as the designated hitter and games in which he also took the mound as the starting pitcher. It wasn't a dramatic drop, but it was enough to spark an interesting discussion throughout the baseball world. At first glance, the explanation seems obvious. Pitching in the major leagues is exhausting. Every inning demands maximum concentration, explosive movement, and precise execution. A starting pitcher must constantly analyze hitters, adjust pitch selection, control emotions, and throw with near-perfect mechanics. It's a job that requires both physical strength and mental endurance. Now imagine finishing an inning on the mound, then only a few minutes later walking into the batter's box to face a 98-mile-per-hour fastball. That's the reality Shohei Ohtani lives every time he plays both roles. Unlike a traditional designated hitter, Ohtani doesn't spend the entire game studying opposing pitchers from the dugout. Instead, his mind is constantly switching between two completely different responsibilities. One moment he's planning how to attack the next hitter. The next, he's trying to recognize sliders, splitters, and high fastballs while standing at the plate. Very few athletes in baseball history have ever attempted that challenge. Even so, Ohtani continues producing numbers that most players can only dream about. When serving as only a hitter, he consistently performs at an MVP level. His combination of elite bat speed, plate discipline, and raw power makes him one of the most feared hitters in the sport. Every opposing manager builds a game plan around limiting his opportunities because one mistake can disappear into the seats within seconds. The collision against the Yankees served as another reminder of just how valuable Ohtani is, not only to the Dodgers, but to Major League Baseball itself. Whenever he falls to the ground, millions of fans hold their breath because players capable of dominating both as a hitter and a pitcher come along perhaps once in a generation. Thankfully, after the medical evaluation, there was no indication of a serious injury, allowing Dodgers fans to breathe a collective sigh of relief. If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to subscribe to Baseball Pulse for the latest MLB news, Dodgers updates, player analysis, and the biggest baseball stories every week. Hit the like button, turn on notifications, and let us know in the comments, do you think the Dodgers should continue using Shohei Ohtani as a full-time two-way player, or should they manage his workload more carefully for the postseason? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.